I have not gotten yet to the Dolphins game yesterday because there were 2 games yesterday. Jags, Pats, out of my life forever. And while we're at it, Thursday, Saints, Broncos, out of my life. Don't look, man. Time is short.
Yeah.
Time is short before the big nap.
Mm-hmm.
Stop with
said.
Broncos Saints on Thursday night. No, get that out of my life where I already have to deal with your second-string quarterback and it's week 6. No.
Yeah.
Half the league is bad, and half the guys are playing quarterbacks who don't know how to play quarterback.
But Bo Nix.
So if you died, but then you came back, but then if you came back, you only could watch those 2 football games for the rest of your life, would you want to come back?
The big nap.
Yep.
I might want to stay in the big nap if what I got was Jags, Pats, Saints, Broncos, or, I'm sorry to say this, Dolphins, Colts. Out of my life.
You got that right.
Just get out. I know now the Dolphin fans are begging for Tua to come back. This poor guy. Begging this poor guy to please come back and save our season. Look, what's happening with the Jets. The Bills look shaky for a half, and we believe we're going to send you into the second half of the season concussed because we're desperate. Because look at what Waddle and Hill look like when Tua's not their quarterback. Are you kidding me? What was it, 3 touches?
Yeah.
3 touches, 4 targets for Hill and Waddle?
2 catches for 19 yards.
How? How does that happen? How can you not scheme up something other than that? The Dolphins fail at the end of the game. You're up at the half. You give the ball to your fullback. He's carried 6 times all season. He fumbles. On 4th and 1 and on 3rd and 2, you're not running the ball. You got Armstead back. All you need to beat an Anthony Richardson, who's not very good. What was he, 10 for 24? And he's going to get injured again before the end of the season because he likes to run at cornerbacks.
Yeah.
Losing that game, and now rushing Tua back in a panic because you think that it'll save your season?
Rushing back seems
I don't know if
reckless.
they're rushing him back. They said he was coming back.
It's
regardless.
been like 5 or 6 weeks.
Yes.
Well, he's practicing this week.
Why was he wearing sunglasses inside when you're planning on coming back? Even if you got a headache, the optics.
Right.
The optics.
Mm-hmm.
No sunglasses inside.
Yeah, I disagree. He's Joe Cool. That's who they need him to be. They need Joe Cool to come back and play quarterback. And by the way, when Tua's back, you're not going to have that problem with not finding Tyreek Hill. They didn't trust Huntley, and certainly didn't trust Boyle to throw deep to these guys.
Well, who would trust Boyle? I mean, honestly.
Let's talk about this.
Why
for
is
a
Boyle
second.
in the NFL?
Stugotz, Boyle is now. Boyle's teams are. Jeremy, look this up for me, please. When Boyle plays, you have to have this Boyle removed.
Mm-hmm.
When Boyle plays and throws a pass, his teams are 0-10 in the NFL.
Yep.
Bringing Boyle into that game and bringing Boyle, yo-yoing him back and forth as the backup quarterback on that team. When Jeremy, what I want you to look up for me is Boyle in college and Boyle in high school, because I'm pretty sure Boyle has never been a good quarterback at any level, and he has failed his way up into professional football because there are like 12 people on earth who can play this position.
At UConn, he had 1 touchdown and 13 interceptions.
Yeah. In fairness to the Dolphins, Skylar Thompson looked like he was going to be available most of the week. He was listed as questionable, and then in the last day they deemed him to be out. So Skylar Thompson is very close to coming back as the backup.
Greg, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if Huntley stays in that game, I think the Dolphins probably win that game. Is that fair?
I think they lost because of those 2 fumbles were just beyond crucial. Those 2 fumbles were
What happened
critical.
there? I didn't hear that back there. What happened?
Greg was saying something. Greg was talking.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué dijiste?
Greg was saying
No,
something,
yo
I
oí
think.
algo. ¿Qué dijiste?
I think Greg was saying something.
I heard something. Did Jason Sanders? Did something happen?
Did you bring up Jason Sanders today on Monday?
I mean,
You brought him up? That guy.
That guy, exactly. He
Thank you, Greg.
doinked one, and boink. I like boink.
Yeah, boink.
Instead of doink.
Yeah.
Personally, I know
sure.
there's controversy
No.
there.
I like doink.
Boink is what we say when you say Chris's second grade teacher was hot.
Okay, I'm a boink. Guy.
You're a boinker?
Yeah, I boink.
Guy.
I don't
Boink
doink.
and doink
I
are
boink.
different things. They're different things.
I boink. I don't doink.
Oh,
Right.
But here's what I'm going to say.
That's right.
Okay, Mike McDaniel had the exact kind of game he wanted in Indianapolis. They played pretty good defense. They rushed for almost 200 yards. They absolutely would have won that game if they didn't self-destruct with 2 extremely costly lost fumbles, with a boink on a makeable field goal, with not going to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle early enough or often enough. There's just so much that they shot themselves in the foot. The penalties continue hurtful, 6 more for 50 yards. It's just a sloppy team that has – the problem with the Dolphins right now with Tua out is they have 0 margin of error. They have to do everything right, including not turn the ball over, to have a chance to beat even an average Colts team.
Well, that's why the boink is so bad, right? Because the boink then not only costs you a 13-13 game, it costs you a chance at a 16-16 game, right? So then you have to rely on Tim Boyle to lead you down the field for a game-winning drive where he, for whatever reason, decides to check down for a -1 yard gain
because he's Tim Boyle.
When time is running out and basically cost the team the game. Then sail one almost into the stands on 4th down, which was crazy.
Tim Boyle in his career at UConn had 1 touchdown pass and he had 2 tackles.
Whoa. Okay,
he had more tackles.
All right, yeah, because he threw those
linebackers.
Interceptions. He had 2 of the tackles. Yeah. Hold on. Did you guys see this weekend?
I want to offer to help Jason Sanders move. I don't want to actually do it, and I feel like things would be frosty if I did that. But, I feel like, look, guys, this isn't working out. We can agree on this, right? This situation is not panning out. But let's not end on bad terms. Let's not just say, hey, get out of town. Let's help, right? Can we do that? Can we put up a QR code? Maybe we can do something. We scan the QR code and we can
Billy,
volunteer
this is
maybe
dangerous.
in shifts to help.
Look, we're being made crazy in South Florida because Giancarlo Stanton.
I got it together. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm thinking straight today.
You're not thinking straight when you're coming very close to doing what it is that Lions fans did to Dan Campbell because he lost 1 game and they showed up at his house and he says, I got to move. You're offering to move Jason
to
Sanders.
Help. Should he not be on the team anymore? We don't want to put him in a bad position where he has to how do I that'd be horrible.
You got to think ahead. Yeah.
So we're trying to find solutions. We're a solution-oriented situation here.
You're this mad? You think it's their kicker? They go into the game, they've got Hill and Waddle, and all they want to do is run the ball.
They also had OBJ yesterday. 2 targets. Okay.
No catches.
And Tua's going to come back. You say rush. You say I shouldn't have used the word rush back, but I do want to discuss with you guys as we head into it because it is fast how quickly we lose perspective around here, okay? You get 3 games of Boyle and –
Ooh, was that me?
Is that Dan's?
Definitely not Dan.
You know, we're taking care of business here.
Yeah.
TCB.
Okay,
$3.
The thing is off
$3.
now. The volume is off.
$3.
Okay, I'm getting it. Just go about your show.
Yeah.
And at some point
you'll find it.
No,
right.
just please get the money now.
Fine.
If you're going to get in the way of the show
It is
that
a fine.
aggressively, then yes, pay the fine.
See, Tua has its 2nd arm sleeve now when he comes back. This is a different Tua, guys.
I want to talk to you guys.
It's not your
about
mama's
this,
Tua.
because I know everyone's got opinions here. I know Chris and Greg, a family of homers, descendant from homers. Greg Cody is still here to tell you that this Dolphin season has hope because the schedule's not that tough. And while you guys objected to me saying rushing Tua back because it hasn't been rushed back, but we're all in agreement that if there's another concussion this season, everyone's going to be howling for him to retire. And Josh Allen has played 7 games and not thrown an interception. The Bills don't look quite right. They don't look like they were last year. But he's played 7 games, and Josh Allen has not thrown an interception. You're not as good as that team. Him coming back and risking injury again because you guys don't like the way the offense has looked for the last month. I just want to...
he's not doing it for those reasons.
I want to examine as a show, before we go into it, our discomfort going into it, because you've got brain injury guy as your quarterback, and you want him to save you in the division.
It's not the superhero you want to be.
No, that's enough.
Brain injury guy.
No. Josh Allen also had a concussion this year.
He did.
I feel concussed when you tell me he's played 7 games and has 0 interceptions.
More concussions than interceptions.
Let's remember, Jeremy's not watching Tua play. So
I really don't want to. I mean, they've given me no reason to want to watch him play as a franchise anyway. So he's coming back. They're terrible.
Better not watch.
They're not going to win anything.
Are
All
you
right,
gonna make
fine.
the
I won't
moral-
watch.
Are you going to make
said that when
the
it
moral
happened.
stand?
I didn't say
said-
I didn't say
He
that
said he
I
didn't
wouldn't.
want
I
to.
said I didn't want to see him
Did
play
this team
quarterback
just
again.
give up when Tua got that concussion? Did they just stop coaching the team?
clearly.
It just feels like they've all kind of shrugged through the last few games, Greg.
I mean, they won at New England with good defense. They won at New England the same way they intended to win in Indy, and the game plan was working, if not for those 2 turnovers, and that's a big if, granted. But if they play a clean game, they win that game in Indy. There's no question about it. They played good defense. They had almost 200 yards rushing with no Tua. That's exactly the way they intended to play that
They're
game.
3-3 today if they win that game. They should have won that game
right,
yesterday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when I try to put a positive spin on this, I'm saying, A, Tua's about to come back, and the team is a totally different team with him. And B, 3 of their next 4 opponents have a combined record of 7-19, I think, and 3 of those 4 games are at home.
Couldn't I argue that 1 win against the Patriots is almost as bad that way as no wins against the Patriots?
Ooh, I like it.
Wow.
They've only played once so far.
Wow.
The Patriots are god awful. To win that game,
Drake May doesn't look bad.
They beat Cincinnati.
Keep an eye on Drake May.
Yeah, be good. Their Jags win wasn't that great either to start the season. Their 2 wins are not impressive.
Yeah, the Jags
fair.
win hasn't aged well. It was also that was 1 punch away from a loss. Yeah. So
the Dolphins are 2-4, and you guys are saying, "Ooh, so close."
Well, yesterday was
3-3
essentially
and 4-2.
Yesterday was a game for playoff positioning, Dan.
Yeah,
they were right there with the Colts. The Colts are going to be in the mix for a wild card spot.
They are in
so
the mix.
So are the Dolphins.
Get that mix out of my life.
Why?
Just
all you
the
have to
Colts,
do is get
man.
in. Just get in.
Anthony Richardson loves throwing at a receiver's feet. So many throws yesterday were like the guy's open, and it was just a little short.
Super inaccurate.
Yet I hear about such a strong arm, but yet coming up short on every
He loves
guy.
it, though, huh?
Dan, you were
Like
gonna,
he's doing it intentionally.
It seems like it.